Hey everybody, Dustin, Passalacqua. I want to talk about, am I getting the best deal on my mortgage? How do I know? Am I going to get the best deal if I'm purchasing, if I'm refinancing? We're going to cover that today. The reason being is there is so much chatter on the internet right now. There's so many incentives that are being thrown out there. You have these large companies that are teaming up, credit card companies teaming up with banks, airline companies, and what they're doing is they're offering perks and incentives. They might offer, bonus points for credit card statements. They might offer airline miles, and they might advertise that they're not charging anything and that, we're going to call you up. Hey, listen, we can get you, a quarter or 0.5% off that mortgage. But what really is happening behind the scenes? How do we know that we can trust that person? I'm not doing this video to put any other companies down. What I'm doing this video for is to educate you, to help you find where those red flags may be. So one of the avenues that I like to look at is a loan estimate. Okay, when you buy a house, you're going to get a loan estimate. It's going to detail everything about the cost of the loan. And builders are notorious for giving those incentives. I'll use an example. If you ever look for new construction, I have clients that are pre-approved and they'll go look to build a new house. And they'll come back to me like, hey, Dustin, I think the builder's offering a better deal than you. First of all, not every company charges the same amount of money, okay? There is something that's called margin compression, okay? Myself being with Olmsted, we're not a household name. We're not a Rocket Mortgage. We're not a Loan Depot. But we do have that high touch and that high tech, that personalized touch. If we are forced to reduce our margins on the back end, we're forced to have very cheap fees up front because we want to be able to compete. We want to establish that relationship with our clients. I didn't mean to get off topic, but what will happen is usually the builder will come in and they'll say, I'm going to pay all your closing costs. The client's like, that's phenomenal. And they bring it up to me and I say, give me the loan estimate. So when we really dive into that loan estimate, what we find out is they're making the money back up on the back end. They're making it up in the interest rate. So there's always a hidden cost, okay? It doesn't matter where it's at, but I'm going to tell you right now that banks and lending institutions, mortgage companies, we don't work for free, okay? Just like you don't work for free. Now, there is reasonable amount of fees that can be charged, okay? And then there's excessiveness, all right? And we're gonna kind of show you how to look for those things. So I want to give you a story. Back in the beginning of November, I had a team member come up to me and say, Dustin, I got this call from my servicing company, and they told me that they're running a special right now. And this is a Wednesday, okay? They're running a special, and they said that they can give me, I think it was 1,000 points, credit card bonus points. And they said that they had no lender fees. I said, and they offered 2.875 or 3.25%. The 2.875 cost 1 percentage point. The loan amount was about $350,000, so it's about $3,500 that they were going to pay for the interest rate. Or if they wanted to take the 3.25%, there is no charges. They get the statement credit of 1,000 points, and they're on their merry way. Honestly, that sounded like a pretty darn good deal. So I said, hey, why don't you do this? Get me the loan estimate and let's kind of dive in here and I'll see if we can do anything to compare with it. So when I priced it out, I don't know, it was within like 30 minutes and there was no adjustments in the market. And I will go over interest rates, how the bond market works in a later video. But for the sake of our discussion today, I got the loan estimate and saw that he was paying 1 percentage point. It was about $3,500, and he was getting those perks, and there was no lender fees, right? Well, there is, because when I priced it out, within 30 minutes, that 2.875 cost him nothing. And the 3.25%, their true no-cost loan, right, without paying for points, right, or buying the interest rate down, the 3.25 with us, we were actually giving him a credit of $3,500. So, when we went over the details, we found out that if he was being charged $3,500 for the interest rate, that was actually the cost of the loan. Now, with us, we have a $1,790 processing and underwriting fee. We have probably 10 people that are going to diligently work on our clients' files for 30 days straight. And that's what goes to compensate them, right? So if somebody was to call me up and say, listen, this other company is giving me 1,000 bonus points, I'm not going to give a discount, okay? The $1,790 goes to pay my processing and my underwriting staff, okay? We don't have application fees, but here's the neat thing is, if we took that 2.875 with us, okay, $3,500 is what they were charging them. With us, $0. So if we add up the $1,790 that we're charging and then count in that 1,000 bonus points for the credit card statement, we're still $710 cheaper than the other company. And if I take it to the next extreme, if I offered him a 3.25, we were going to give him a $3,500 credit. So that's where the hidden costs are, and that's where most of these companies fail to that's what they fail to tell you. They're marketing, okay? I'm infatuated about marketing. I constantly research it, what triggers people, what's involved with it, and it just amazes me that, these companies are just throwing things out there. Like, if it's too good to be true, most of the time it is, and it's gonna be a bloodbath, okay? Be prepared for it. In the next year, you are going to see companies competing with each other. They're going to offer their no-cost loans. They're going to offer airline miles. In any time that you hear somebody say that all banks are the same, they're not. We control our margins. We should be within 1/8 of a 1/4% with each other, but just know that there is a lot of red tape, okay? And if you really want to really consult and figure out, am I being, placed in the best position, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, I will put all the numbers into what we call as a digital cost analysis, and we'll see, is there any hidden red tape? Is there not? Once again, if you want just a general consultation, 440-781-5691. But until the next video, hey guys, take care. I'll talk to you later.